Welcome, everybody, one and all. This is the 53rd episode of the Unbanned podcast, and this week we're in a new setup. We're doing stuff differently, aren't we?
That was fucking hype. It had a countdown and everything. That's so cool.
I didn't see the countdown, actually.
Well, you should look.
You missed it. You missed out, dude.
Dude, I'm out of the loop.
Yeah. We're using some
Call me Nintendo.
Some new software this week. It's really great on my end because I get an individual video file of everyone's face, and an individual audio file, and I get to put it all together, and it's gonna be so good.
But like, just to call it out, it's really scary when he ends the file because it sends me a download, and I'm like, why is my computer randomly downloading something I didn't download?
You should have downloaded it.
It's really scary. It makes me feel like I'm being hacked.
You are being hacked.
You consented when you opened up the website.
Oh, I bet.
You're already hacked. We also have the option to do live call-ins. Yeah.
Who wants to be a live caller?
Yeah.
Our first guest, Mark Zuckerberg.
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down.
Imagine the views.
Jake, you should have been ready with the picture of Mark Zuckerberg. Do you not have those waiting around for you?
I would never keep a picture of Mark Zuckerberg around for more than 10 seconds.
What about Putin? Vladimir
No,
Putin.
Neither of those men are attractive to me, so no.
Okay, no, enough with this shenanigans. Let's just do the intros. Who the hell are we?
Well, you see, hold on. Let me make myself big. This guy right here, that's Jordan. This is Justin.
What's up?
See? I hope it does some sort of cut there so you can actually see me big and them small. Anyway. But yeah, Justin, Jordan, my best friends in the whole wide world. This week we're going to talk about video games. Last week we did our year anniversary, and we had a lot of great response to that. It was awesome.
Our 1 year anniversary, exactly a year after we started the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't mean to... On the second.
I don't mean to flex on everyone, but we got to 2K downloads. And 400 of those have been this month. So I just want to say, what's up? Thank you, everyone. Holy shit.
For real. That's crazy. We haven't gotten that many down. It's been a huge response so far.
Yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah, the Resident Evil 6 crowd finally showing up. I appreciate it.
No, I don't know where they were hiding. They must have been living under a rock, thinking that Resident Evil 6 is still relevant.
Oh, Justin, look at you.
Had to bring it back. This
Always
episode.
volunteering to start.
An episode.
What have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing this week? Weren't we playing? Oh yeah, I played a lot of movies.
It played quite a bit of that game, just like everyone else on the internet.
Me and Jordan played it yesterday. We experimented a fun mode.
I have a small bone to pick with you really quick. You said 10:30. I was awake at 10:30. I was in that Discord.
You were.
And
you definitely
there was
not.
no one. No Justin.
I got home at 10:27, open Discord, and then it was just Jordan and your friend.
I don't think so.
You're a fibber.
I'm not a fibber.
Big old
I know when
fibber.
I logged off.
I don't actually remember, so I got no horse in this race, but yeah, we've been playing a lot of Among Us. The crappy thing is that a lot of the people we've been playing with get on after our dear friend Jake here goes to bed, so he doesn't get to play with us.
Imagine having a regular sleep schedule.
I wish I did. I've been working at it, and really trying, and it never happens. I don't know what's
Take
wrong.
some discipline.
I feel like I played another game this week, and I can't remember what it was.
Did you play... Wait, we didn't give a full breakdown of what Among Us is. Among Us is a game that you've seen a billion times already. It's like explaining what Fortnite is.
Everyone knows it, yeah. Like, goodness. Everyone knows what Among Us is at this point. Come on.
I remember what I played. I played Crash Bandicoot 4.
How's it been?
Oh, yeah. How was it?
It is absolutely awful.
But why?
They did the terrible thing of trying to do too much in one game. Like, the first hour of that game, nothing but a smile on my face. I had the dumbest freaking nostalgia smile on my face. They had tons of callbacks and all that stuff. And they're like, hey, we're going to introduce these power-ups that are mandatory to beat this game, not, an optional thing. You have to do these stupid power-ups and these annoying-ass situations they put you in where you have to be damn near perfect.
So I have not played the game. I'm going to preface this with that. I need to call you out slightly.
Mhm.
I was watching him stream this game.
Mhm.
And I'm watching him use the spinny power-up that puts you in the air, and I'm like...
The one where you're on the moon, basically. Imagine being on the moon with ice physics.
Yes. And I'm literally like, I'm typing because I don't want to shout at Justin when he's streaming. I didn't like hop it, like call him or anything to tell him this, but I'm like almost yelling at my screen, stop moving when you're using it so much. Because I was watching you, and like, so here's what I saw. I'll let Justin defend himself. I saw a platform here, there's enemies, and then a platform like over here. I don't know if I can only see this much. It'll be bigger. So I have access to the whole thing. So, and then a platform here. And here's what Justin did. Spins here and tries to go all the way through it. And I'm just like, I can see how this is going. You go up here, land, and then go up here. But like, I was watching you do it, and you're just going like flying through this thing like you're trying to speedrun it. I'm like, I think you're supposed to stop using it.
Yes, I stopped to use it to land on the platform, so I'm done doing this stupid moon ice physics garbage. Which, by the way, you can't stop moving in it. You're perpetually moving when you have the power up on.
Yeah, I saw that. So you have to like aim it and then you land. But like, isn't there a button where you just toggle it? Because that's what it seemed like.
But if you hit anything, you get bounced to the stratosphere.
Yes. So you have to time it so that there's not an obstacle in your way.
Yes, which is damn near impossible, especially when they don't have good hitboxes. Again.
We've talked about this, I think, on the podcast before. Justin thinks of the hitboxes in the Insane Trilogy are garbage. And I say they are 100% accurate to the games that they were making. No. And we disagree on that. I've never had that big of a problem with them. I mean, I'll have to come back when I finally do play Crash 4 and give my review and see if me and Jake run into the same issues that Justin is running into. Oh, I'm not buying it.
Also, I think. Oh no!
I don't have money. I'm buying Amnesia, and then I'm gonna buy Cyberpunk. So I'll get it next year and talk about it.
Also, just to throw this out there, it is the loosest controls for a platformer, for a Crash Bandicoot game, I should say, ever. Like, they feel so floaty. It's impossible to describe. You have to play it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely play it.
When you play Insane Trilogy, you hit away, you go, dude, you just go. But in this game, there's some weird...
Hard disagree. Insane Trilogy does not fucking work that way. Crash Bandicoot always has had kind of meh controls. Every last one of them, period. You just kind of have to work with it. I'm halting this shit right now. Crash Bandicoot was never amazing because it had super tight platforming. You're thinking Super Mario 64 if you're saying that shit.
No, I've never played that game.
It's so good. Like, literally what you're describing where it's like, it's super tight, you go exactly where you want to every single time. That's Super Mario 64, man.
So what I mean by tight then is responsive. Like when you press a button, you do that thing. I think the best way I can describe it is take like a little keychain of Crash Bandicoot. Make the chain really short on it, and then when you move yourself, that's how Crash moves.
Yeah, he kind of holds his momentum.
No, he doesn't hold momentum. He just feels sluggish.
Like there's input lag? Like you hit a button and it takes a second?
Almost. Yes. I can't explain it. It's so hard to describe how Crash moves in this game.
Like, I mean, I'll have to get the game at some point. I don't know. Like Jake said, I don't even know if I'm going to buy Cyberpunk when it comes out because I'll be playing Leagues on RuneScape, and I don't know that I'll be playing much else. So I don't know if I'll have time to play it, but we will have to see.
It might take me a few weeks to get to it, but I'll play it.
But yeah. Other than the mandatory power-ups you use in the game was fine enough.
1 second. Yeah. You can keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, we thought...
Okay. The game was fine. Like, the boss fights were, they were simple enough to where they didn't need to go, hey, do this. But also, you could beat it on your first try. Most of that stuff was fun. You got the stereotypical run towards the screen levels. Those are very well done.
Yeah.
But there are just like weird coincidences. Like one time I was playing as Dingodile, and I'm like, this seems weird. I was like, I can play. I kind of understand playing as Tana, but I don't understand playing as Dingodile.
I don't know. Dingodile was always kind of chill. Like he was he ended up on Crash's team in Crash Bash, which wasn't made by Naughty Dog, to be fair, but I don't think it was. I think it was made by a different team.
But yeah, it was. The game was fine to start, and then just started making me use these annoying power-ups. And then, now you gotta pause time and jump on platforms in a certain amount of time. It's just like, I'm done with this. This is getting really agitating.
That sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, see, that also sounds like fun.
I mean, if you enjoy it, then sure, but it was not fun for me.
I honestly was watching you, and I felt like part of the problem was that you were streaming, because I swear to God, there was a platform there that I saw, and I was going to point it out to you, and then you, after going past it like 3 times, you finally landed on it. I was like, see, you got it.
No, I noticed it, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, I have to kill this enemy where I don't know where to hit him. I'm supposed to hit him in the back, but I can, even when I hit him in the back, I get bounced off him. And then I have to fit in this perfect spot, wait here for a second, then jump, and I go, oh shit, that's right, this is where the platform is.
Gotcha. I mean, I enjoy punishing games because I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm kind of good at video games, guys. Come on. So I got to be honest. I feel like I'm going to get this game and breeze through it.
We'll see. We shall see.
Hey,
just watching it immediately made sense to me. I'm just like, to be fair, I'm not feeling him play it. So Justin may be completely right, but I'm reserving judgment until I actually play it.
I'm used to how the Insane Trilogy and the original games feel movement-wise, and this game is nothing like them.
And that's fair. I think if like visually you're like, this is the same, and then it doesn't feel that way, that can be really disjointing. Disjointing? Something. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Let's move on.
The games look great. The game looks great.
They do look pretty.
I'll give it that. But yeah, that's my gripe with it.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, I guess I'm next.
Isn't Tanya kind of hot?
No.
I think it's cool that they made Tanya an actual character.
It's not Tanya. It's Tana.
It's Tana. Sorry.
Tana.
Sorry, I was using a real name, not made up.
Anyway, Tana, the Bandicoot, is not the real Tana either. It's from a different reality or some crap like that.
Yeah, but
that was actually one of my favorite lines in the whole thing.
I haven't seen it.
But who cares? That's awesome.
That's cool.
She comes in, she's like, let me guess, you stopped talking to me in your reality as well.
Aww.
Wait. That is fantastic.
They drop so many little nods, and I'm like, okay, that's good.
I want to know what happened. I want to know the backstory. I need to play the game now just to know what happened to Tana. Like, did Crash just actually like ghost her in his reality?
I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna explain that. But
I want them to now. What the fuck happened? Anyway, well, I guess I'll share what I've been playing because we've been talking about Crash for a hot minute here. I have played RuneScape quite a bit, which we do every week. We'll just breeze past that. I've played Among Us, which was a lot of fun. We played that weird variant where we had one killer with a super short cooldown. You play hide and seek. Yeah. You do like a set amount of short tasks.
Like the Nuxtaku video.
No long tasks.
I haven't watched Nuxtaku play that much.
But yeah, you got short cooldown. Everybody tries to do their task and tries not to get found. Yeah.
So I'm sure people have come up with it. It literally, we just were like, what if since we only have like 6 people, what if we just played like hide and seek instead?
Yeah.
We can't play a real game without.
It works.
There's a YouTuber called Nuxtaku, if you don't know him. That's his name. I watched a video of him doing it, and it's short cooldowns, as a bunch of small tasks, and then you just have one killer with a really fast. He also turns the walk speed up to 3 times.
Oh, he turns it up to 3 times? We only had like 1.25, and we had the smallest vision cone you could do for both people.
So he gives crewmates full vision. It's only the killer who gets the...
Ooh, that could balance it, because we were having issues with like keeping it balanced between the two sides.
Well, I brought that up and nobody said
anything.
The
other thing that's funny is since you can move super fast, the only thing stopping you is a 30-second timer at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would do once your kill cooldown is done right off the bat, then the imposter hits comms. So you don't actually know what you're doing. You don't know your tasks. You have 10 seconds to see where your tasks are, and then you try to do your tasks then.
Yeah, which also made it pretty fun.
Until Jordan didn't look at the map and then kind of boned us one game.
Look, dude. The only reason why the other people's tasks got done is because they were fucking dead, and they could just fly to them as a ghost. Okay. It's the only reason.
We'll have to maybe try in a second here. Try the version that they played.
Yeah. And then we played a lot of Squad this week.
Let me do that one.
Okay, well,
I have lots of things to say about Squad.
Okay. And then I played Genshin Impact finally. I'm almost to rank 16. You can add me if you go to my Twitter. I posted my ID. It's a lot of fun.
Go deep on Genshin, because I want to talk about it. I don't think we've really talked about it on the podcast yet.
Okay, so here's how Genshin Impact works. They're like, we're going to make an ARPG gacha game. And it's going to be fun, and that's it. It's just fun. It's not the best game ever created. It's not going to shake the world. It made $100 million in 2 weeks, though. But it's just pretty fun. There's not much deep to go in on it. Like, I can go into why it's fun if you would like to hear.
Tell me about how it's anime Breath of the Wild.
So it is anime.
Tell me about how
it has
our mutual follow friend who masquerades as a red panda sometimes keeps telling his viewers that it is not anime Breath of the Wild and gets angry about it. I don't understand how you can get angry about that.
So I feel like he's being a little bit too contrarian, because what you've heard about it, if you've heard people describe it as anime Breath of the Wild, that is correct. It is. But it's not, in very important ways. The combat is... Take the Breath of the Wild combat and throw it in the garbage. It's nowhere near similar. It's heavily simplified from that. You have 2 buttons for each character, and then you got the buttons to select each character. So, total, you have 8 buttons on your hotbar that you can actually use. And I should say 8 skills, right? And then you also have an auto attack that you can do, where it's left click, right?
That's like 2 times as much as League of Legends.
Yeah.
I know, right? How am I going to keep
this
track
should be
of
an
all?
esport.
I mean, you could make it an esport if it had PvP.
Put that
That'd be
shit
kind of fun,
on
I'm
a
sure.
Red Bull can.
And then your right click is dodge, and you can do different things via that. But it's like, the main reason I like it compared to Breath of the Wild, which I stopped playing, is because I got so fucking tired of degrading weapons in Breath of the Wild. I couldn't stand it anymore. In games like Dead Rising, I love degrading weapons because the game was designed around them. In Breath of the Wild, they just seem to have thrown it in, and I don't think it really fit the game.
I've never played Breath of the Wild, but the way the degrading weapons has been described to me, it seems like there should be a way to like take your favorite weapon and take it to a blacksmith and fix it or something. I think they just might have ran out of development time or something.
Yeah. And then it has its quests are pretty simplistic. You usually end up going to a dungeon and fighting some stuff. Although I got to the point where you do some of the side quests for your characters, and they actually have a decent amount of like writing to them and like some character development, which caught me off guard because it's a gacha game. So I'm like, are they going to do this for every character? Because a gacha game has like 200 characters or like a shit ton of characters normally. Currently, I think there's only like 24 or something, but obviously it's launch. So I'm guessing that's what they're going to do with future character releases, is also release side quests for the characters. For you to
now, let me ask you, are there any attractive men in this game?
we were talking about this off before recording. That is one of my gripes with the game, is that it does the anime thing of every woman is either tiny slim woman or like tiny slim woman with large breasts, and every man is tiny slim person. And I'm just like, as a 6'4", 200-pound man, I want a big buff dude. That's what I want. I want some just beefcake dude to play as.
And I've never gotten into gacha games for the most part, especially the collect waifus ones, because I don't really like waifus that much. But if you gave me a nice, like, muscular anime dude, like, I might play that game. There hasn't been one yet, so I can't tell you if I'd play it. But I want something for me, basically, is what I'm saying. And it will make half the money that what is the game called? Genshin Impact. Also, you need to explain this to me right now. Do you know where the title comes from?
So Impact is, you know how like the Fate series, everything has Fate and then a subtitle? With this company's games, all of their games are subtitle, then Impact.
What's the Genshin part?
Good fucking question. I think it's just there.
Impact is a font.
Stop it. Stop it. Get out of here.
It's a font that all of our favorite bands when we were teenagers used them on a shirt and said something offensive to piss off old people.
I have a pet peeve with anime, and it's when they make something and it's titled something and it has nothing to do with what the actual game is. I just hate it so much.
Okay, I think I understand.
And maybe I'm just not getting it. So, I think the point is that Genshin is like, he was the most influential of a number of scholar monks of Buddhism. And it's also like references rebirth and stuff. So I think the point, because the game is very much related to gods. The player character is literally a god. So, you know, if you like power fantasies, this is a good one for you. It really is, because you feel really cool when you pull off, like, elemental combos and stuff. And they're pretty easy to pull off. And it feels really big and explosive and all. Wow. But yeah, I think that might be it. Like, they're referencing godhood and, like, reincarnation, maybe? Because that kind of is part of what the game is about. I'm not too far into the story. Maybe it has a point. Maybe once I finish the story, halfway through you get your Genshin meter. And
I don't know. Maybe that's what they call the awakening. Because there's a limit on how far you can progress. You have to, like, you can only get to level 20 until you get up to adventure rank 20, which is another meter you have to fill by doing quests and stuff. And then once you do that, then you can ascend, and then you can level up your character.
Then you become king, and then you become god, and then you become Genshin. I don't know.
Maybe. You also level up the world, and when you level up the world, you get better loot, but things get more powerful to match your character. So there's a lot of like interconnected systems that make for a very, very fun game to grind out in. It's just very chill. It's like you run around, you find some shit, you kill some monsters, you get levels. It's like the core gameplay loop is very simple, but you know, it doesn't have to be. It's very satisfying, you know?
So there are apparently 7 different meanings to Genshin.
Welcome to Japanese.
Let's not dig into it too far. I
see the word expert, trust, source, and
expert impact.
And true a few times. Those are the symbols in there, so there you go.
I'll have to play that game a little more this week and get to the point where we can do co-op, which is what I'm really excited for. I just want an open world game, kind of like an MMO, that I can actually play with my friends, because my friends will never play MMOs with me.
Like RuneScapes. This is complete side note, but there was this cool thing that that Jagex, the RuneScape developers, did, where they added RuneScape 3, which is the current, anyone who does not play RuneScape, there's RuneScape 3, which is like the current version of it, and there's old school RuneScape. Old school RuneScape is kind of like classic WoW, but for RuneScape, it's like the old version of it that they keep running and keep updating. I play old school RuneScape. Old school RuneScape was not put on Steam. RuneScape 3 was put on Steam. Everyone keeps messaging me, asking me about, have you seen the new RuneScape game? I know you play RuneScape. And I'm like, it's not new. They just put it on Steam. It's not even the one I play. Damn it.
Hey, have you played the new RuneScape? They've released a new RuneScape.
The first time I was like, oh no, it's this. It's actually not a new game. And then the second time I'm like, no, it's not a new game. And then the fifth time someone messaged me about it, I'm like, it's not.
But Jake, where's RuneScape 2?
Old RuneScape is RuneScape 2.
I play it. I'm playing. I mean, I'm not playing RuneScape 2. I'm definitely giving my full attention to this podcast. I will
kick you off of this cast right now. It'll be me and Justin, the Justin Jake hour.
You can never get rid of me. I'm a staple now.
See, I wouldn't mind it, Jake. I worry about you in that situation.
That's true.
I love you, Justin. You're one of my best friends. Excuse me. I have to return some videotapes.
I believe you, but man, you would go absolutely batshit crazy if you had a podcast of just me.
You really don't give yourself enough credit. I would not go crazy.
Yeah, Justin, you could carry my weight.
For those of you who don't understand, when I'm exasperated with Justin, 90% of the time, I am joking. I am not actually mad at him.
Sure.
Just so everyone knows, when we rib each other, we're just ribbing. We're not actually.
I'm not actually mad at him. Justin's like, wait, what?
Wait, I thought we were just screaming at each other this whole time.
Yeah, I thought we hated each other.
Do you have any?
Oh,
Justin,
damn!
Sorry,
Jordan,
guys.
do you have anything else to say about Genshin?
Waifus.
They're in there.
I don't know. I'm not really playing it for waifus. It's just
I've never really gotten it. Not to shit on anyone who's big into their waifus, but
yeah,
I just don't get it.
It's not really my thing either. Yeah, I'm not the type of person that would spend money to collect JPEGs. I also haven't spent any money on the game yet because it's. Actually, hold up. I do have one more thing to talk about. I want to talk about the comparison between this game and Marvel's Avengers. Because me and Jake were talking about this. Marvel's Avengers came out and has bombed. Has bombed so fucking hard you can't even believe it. No one bought it. No one's playing it.
It's got 2,000 players
Anthem
on PC.
It's literally Anthem 2.0. Literally. To the point where...
I think it was Kotaku. Jake? Kotaku wrote an article. I think it was them. Don't quote me. There was a gaming site that wrote an article about Avengers and how badly it's doing, and they literally they put the first 3 paragraphs and after that said, now those 3 paragraphs might look familiar to you. If they did, it's because you read our Anthem article last year. We literally copy pasted it. It made all of the same mistakes.
Dude, who was it? I think it was like IGN or something like that. Did the same thing. I mean, it was for a lot more. It was a lot more reasonable thing. Because that was FIFA 21. They literally just said, since they copy and pasted it, we're just going to copy and paste our FIFA 20 review. And then literally everything says FIFA 20 and everything in the review. It's great.
When IGN is not shilling you anymore, you know you fucked up. Like, IGN is just a shill site. Like, you give...
I'd say it's either... I should say...
But they'll say it's garbage, but it still gets 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Ah, yeah.
What do you remember the score on FIFA 2021, Justin?
I bet you it was 6.5 or 7. You fucking mark my words right now.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. Like I said, I'm not sure if it was IGN or if it was like GameSpot or something like that.
Okay, well, while he does that, I'm going to talk about why Genshin Impact and Marvel's The Avengers are the same game handled completely differently. So, both of these games are action RPGs, where the combat is not overly complex. It's supposed to be kind of a button mashy type of affair. You just sort of hit buttons and things happen and it's fun, right? Cool. No problem with this. Sometimes, I like Dark Souls. Sometimes you prefer more like a complex, kind of weighty feel to it, but sometimes you just want to mash
sometimes
the button,
you
right?
just go play some Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, sometimes Dynasty Warriors is just what hits right. It's fantastic, right? And that's what I would compare it to as well. It's basically like going and playing Dynasty Warriors. Which those games have sold literally fucking billions of copies at this point, over like 24 games, so it works. But this is the mistake that Marvel's The Avengers did. Marvel's Avengers thing did, Square Enix's The Avengers did, is they're like, we're gonna make it not feel good to mash buttons. It's just gonna be kind of substandard combat. You gotta add in those like big flashy effects when you hit the buttons. Even if it's not complicated, you gotta make it feel like it's complicated. And you gotta give players at least something to grab onto. Genshin Impact has these interactions between elements. So if I use a water character, it makes the opponent wet. So then if I use electricity on them, it deals more damage. One problem I have with Genshin Impact is that it explains this to you with every element, and I'm like, no, you can just say it works the way I would expect. Yeah. It's like, okay, air and lightning makes a storm. Oh, okay, cool, perfect. That's it. You don't have to explain this 10 times. But it does, and that's kind of annoying. But anyway, so that's not that complicated to do, but they just were like, cool, elements interact with each other. And it's really not that complex of a system, but it's fun, and it's something. It's something that gives you a little more strategy besides just button mashing. And it doesn't do that much, but it works. Other thing is that these two games are basically the same in that they are both tailor-made to deliver you microtransactions. Genshin Impact is a pretty fun game. It is made to make money, like to the extreme. It's a gacha game. The whole point is to get you to buy waifus. And it's fun. The thing is, I have gotten 2 characters. I haven't spent a dime. One of them's a 5-star character. Because it's just very generous. If you play every day, you can eventually get the character you want. In Marvel's Avengers, no, you gotta pay money. And you gotta pay a lot of money to get the shit you want. There's no way to get it free. Also, Genshin Impact is free. Marvel's Avengers has... Oh, I just hit my mic. Marvel's Avengers has a box price. $60. One of these games has made $100 million in 2 weeks. The other one has bombs. And it's just like... AAA gaming. I don't understand it anymore. It's bizarre to me how they can not make these decisions work. Because you can make a live service that is literally made to make people spend money, and people love it.
I have to check something really quick. I'm just going to go over really quick the games that would be considered AAA games, because I don't think I've played I've played very few AAA games this year.
Yeah. AAA games would be like Square Enix.
I'm just gonna run through them really quick. There's Monster Hunter Worlds, which the Iceborne came out in January. I've been playing that a lot. Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess, technically had a thing this year, so I did play that, but I didn't play... It's the DLC came out. Warcraft Reforged, which was a bomb. Life is Strange 2?
Is that AAA, really? They're not that big of a studio.
I think it's Square.
Oh yeah, they're owned by Square Enix, so technically.
I mean, a lot of these games did get delayed and stuff like that, but I'm just looking through like the releases on Game Informer. Neo 2 got released. That's a game. Ori got released.
So there's still some good games out there, but it's just like the major releases, it feels like, are always really
Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal. That's right.
Okay.
Those are good.
So yeah, there's still some stuff. I just was like,
it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, Doom Eternal's on Game Pass, but only on Xbox.
Yeah. I just was like trying to think about it. There's actually been quite a few good games this year. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake came out this year.
Yeah.
But the bombs of this year have just been, and like last year, especially with Anthem, and this year with Avengers, it seems like there's just one like $100 million game a year that just bombs into nothing.
Here's the thing. I don't think Avengers would ever be as bad as Anthem went, just based on the beta of Anthem that literally bricked people's PS4s and PCs.
It might lose them more money, though, because they put a lot of money into developing that game, and they got Disney's licenses. That costs a lot of cheddar.
No, I believe that, but I'm just saying in general, like, it will never get that bad.
Yeah. It feels like there's at least one game a year, though, that from the AAA game industry that is just a complete bomb. And it's like, and it's not a bomb of like, oh, we made $1 million game and only made $10K back, which would be awful, but not sink your company bad. But it's like, we put $60 million in this game and we made $10 back. And it's just like, why are you making a game that costs $60 million that's not an MMO that people are going to play for like 20 years? I don't understand it.
By the way, I found that review. I posted it.
Yeah, they didn't even give it a score.
In technical
This is for FIFA. They literally didn't give it a score. They just said do better.
No, it got a 2.
Really? Where is it?
It's at the way bottom.
IGN gave something below
there
a
it
6?
is.
This is
2.
unheard of. Call the papers.
Yeah, the first paragraph of the review says, seeing as EA copy and pasted last year's FIFA onto the Switch again this year, once again saying it has the same gameplay without any new development or significant enhancements, which, by the way, was on an actual article from EA. On its store page for the full price of $50, I've decided to do the same and copy and paste my FIFA 20 for Switch below. And then it's literally just word for word the exact thing, including like images and stuff like that.
Whoa.
It's really funny.
Dude, I talk shit about IGN. Well done. That is a fucking power move. I
Dude,
love it. Fantastic.
Apparently this isn't... Someone posted in the comments of that article, apparently this is not the first time they've done this. Way back
What
in the day,
hell?
in 1998.
Oh, no, not Nagano 98.
Yeah, so
No.
apparently there was a game called Wayne Gretzky Hockey 98. And they released an updated version that was Olympic Hockey Nagano 1998 for the Nagano Olympic Games. And it literally is the exact same game at full price with like 6 things added in.
Oh.
And they just said,
Shout out to that score.
yeah, verdict. We'll
Ooh.
post a new review when Midway releases a new game.
And then but the actual score.
Fucking fire.
Oh, actual
dude.
score? 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Oh, man. Why did... confirmed, IGN hates sports games.
I think, dude, everyone kind of hates sports games.
I
You play sports games and you hate sports games. I've heard you play them.
I mean, I would say I hate them.
Yeah.
Somebody put in the
Just-
comments, can't wait to read the exact same review for FIFA 22 this time next year. But
Bring it back. Second verse,
no,
same as
here's
the
thing.
first.
I'm an NHL sports guy, which that series, I mean, the last like 3 years hasn't been touched, but that was one of their most innovative series for a while. So it was nice
really?
to see. So, and they added a ton this year, so it might actually be a good game.
Wow.
Now I'm gonna look
It's
it up.
it's almost like they have a 3-year dev cycle, but they keep reskinning and releasing basically the same game for every year because they know people will buy it. And then every 3 years or so, they have an actually good release because that's where the real team was. I'm not joking. I would be shocked if that is not how they do it.
I can't really say he's wrong. That sounds exactly like how
I know.
they would do it.
Listen, I'm not like a big company executive, but my job, I am part of the management team at my day job. And I understand where to cut corners and shit like that. That is exactly how I would do it. I would have a damage control team up front while everyone else is doing the actual work.
Look, they added Gritty last year. That's all they needed to do.
Good enough.
Dude,
Good
game
enough.
of the year if they added great.
I don't even-
Game of the year.
I don't even play hockey, and I would still...
You can play as him.
I can't fault that. 10 out of 10. It's 10 out of 10, baby. Game of the year.
Best
Game
game.
Game of the year.
IGN. I'm going to guess they gave it a 20. Or a 20.
So-
They gave it an 8 last year. That's my guess.
I think everyone who listens to the podcast knows that we are not the biggest proponents of AAA gaming, just because it tends to be kind of shit. Would much prefer an indie game that's made by someone who really, really cares.
You can
than
feel
something
when
that
a
was-
team cares. Like, even at the AAA level,
Yeah.
you can feel that the people playing... the people creating, like, Monster Hunter World, they
Yeah, they give a
wanted
shit.
to make that game, and you can tell because they individually animated every damn little cat creature in that base. And that takes a lot of
Dude.
time and effort for very little payoff,
know.
except for the fact that you get to see your little cat creatures running around.
I don't want to take us off the rails too much, but have you guys seen the Monster Hunter trailer
Which one?
yet? The one for the movie.
I've seen it. It's bad.
Justin, have you seen it?
But not.
So I only have one question, and then we can go back to whatever the hell we were talking about. So the trailer starts, and we got Mila Jovovich. I think it's Djokovic. She's chilling in a Humvee with her squad, and she's in the military. And then they get sucked into another world, and there's a Diablos. And I'm like, okay, first question. If you're going to have them get sucked to a world that's the Monster Hunter universe, why did you not just have it start in the Monster Hunter universe and skip that beginning part?
Because how are people supposed to know that this is the Monster Hunter universe other than being transported to a different dimension? Come on,
because the movie is fucking called Monster Hunter.
Come on, Jordan.
There's nothing else it could be. Like, literally, I don't even care, because this is the thing, is I know how this dude, Wes Anderson, makes movies. There's going to be no character development. It's going to be action set piece, loosely put together by some sort of vague plot, and I'm okay with that. I understand. I've seen all the Resident Evil films. My problem with this is, if you're going to do that, the beginning doesn't matter. Just skip it.
Okay, you messed
Who
me
gives
up
a
there.
fuck?
Yeah, it's Paul W.S. Anderson, not Wes
Sorry,
Anderson.
Paul. Oh, yeah, Wes Anderson's a good filmmaker. My bad.
I was about to say,
wait a second.
yeah.
Wes Anderson's phenomenal. Paul W.S. Anderson. My bad.
All right, you confused me there. Gotcha. Okay, we're back on the same. This is exactly what I'm looking for in a movie.
I love Monster Hunter, and I'm really into the power fantasy of it. It really makes you feel like this powerful guy with this big sword or these dual blades. A Rathalos, they would not stand up to a Gatling gun. That's not how physics works. It doesn't matter how thick those scales are. If I can cut through your damn scales with a sword and my arm, you're not standing up to a Gatling gun. Stop it.
But to be fair, in the Monster Hunter universe, we've established that the hunters are essentially superheroes.
They're super
because
strong.
They do things like jump off of rocks in midair and fall literally 500 meters and just shrug it off like fucking Iron Man.
They're not like Superman. They don't like punch through buildings and shit.
Yeah. I mean, Kushala Daora's hide is essentially a building.
Dude, Ron Perlman's in this movie.
I don't want it. I'm not.
Oh, is he? That sounds fantastic.
By the way.
This is.
I actually disagree with Jake. By the way, I think the fact that Diablos takes a rocket to the face and shrugs it off is amazing. That's one thing that makes me actually kind of excited to see the movie, because I'm just like, okay, they're making the monsters seem like a credible threat. That's good. And it looks right. So, okay, I'm on board a little bit. This might not be complete.
Except for those U.S. Marines in my Monster Hunter.
I think all of them but her die in the beginning. I'm making this prediction because I don't see them in the scenes later where she's like actually using like the swords and everything. I'm guessing the Diablos immediately eats them all.
I'm 100% on board. This movie has T.I. in it.
Wait, what? Who's T.I.?
Clifford T.I. Harris, the rapper.
I don't know who the hell that is. I'm apparently way out of it.
Have you ever played Need for Speed Underground, the first one?
Vaguely. I think I played it once.
What's the name of the song? It's like the song it's like this next song after Get Low every time.
All right. Can we move on from the shit movie?
No. Yes, Jake, what did you play this week?
I played Monster Hunter, blah, 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 blah. I've played Resident Evil, and I've played a lot of Squad.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off on playing Resident Evil 2, on talking about Resident Evil 2, because I'm not done with it yet. Finishing it this weekend on Sunday. If you want to come hang out in my stream, you could come hang out. Jake the Jackal.
Yeah.
Twitch TV. Anyway, maybe...
Wait, you have a stream? What's your stream at?
Jake the Jackal on Twitch TV.
Jake, tell them about your stream.
Anyway, aside that, I've just been playing Squad and Fall Guys. Fall Guys Season 2 has been great. I've been playing with these weirdos. It's just good. It's nice. It's more than Fall Guys. They had some cool, fun modes. Justin rage quit. It was funny.
Wait,
I don't remember if you rage quit at this or if you rage... Anyway.
No, last time I rage quit was when I lost on the perfect match.
Oh, yeah.
That was the last time I rage quit. That was season 1.
Okay.
No, you have your favorite, I call it your favorite because you always say his name. I can't even remember his name anymore. the roll you wheel.
Oh, Thick Bonkus.
Thick Bonkus.
Yeah, they have
You say
names
his
for
name
all
every
the
time.
obstacles, and there's this like guillotine, but it's actually like a spiky log that spins attached.
No, it's like a rolling pin
Yeah.
with spikes on
and
it.
it like guillotines back and forth across, and they call it Thick Bonkus, and I love it.
Because the big hammer is Big
Big
Edis.
Edis. And then there's the
Big
little hammers that
Edis.
are Little Edis. Anyway, let me talk about Squad. Okay. So Squad, I'm a big shooter fan. Anyone who watches the shows probably knows this. I used to play Battlefield sparingly. And one of the things that bothered me about Battlefield is that it was literally called Battlefield, but it didn't feel like... It felt like Call of Duty on a bigger scale with a little bit more intricacy. Squad is what I wanted Battlefield to be. It is a 100-person lobby, 50 people per team. You are forced into a squad. Every server I've ever gone onto, the first thing it says is if you do not have a mic, or if you're and you're not like communicating with your squad, you get kicked. And the reason for this is the entire game is built around working with your team on a large scale. So when I say that, there's a commander talking to all the squad leaders, who talk to all the squad members, who set up fire teams, and give you actual like military orders on how to win the map. And it's so goddamn complicated, and I just love it. It's great. Every second of it, like, I am engaged, whether I'm walking across a plain field with no one shooting at me, or if there's mortars going off around me and 2 tanks like breaking into my compound and I'm dying and trying to revive another guy and trying to shoot another guy. At every second, it like just makes this world of like, you are this soldier in this battle and you have to think about it on every point. And my favorite part about it, by far, though, is, like, that immersion is just constantly backed up. So, like, my favorite example is I was watching basic videos, and the guy was, like, showing, hey, here's how you play Marksman better, which Marksman is the sniper class. You get your big sniper rifle, and you go try to scout or take people out from afar.
Try to be Dr. Disrespect yourself for a little bit. Trying to snipe
and he also talked about how, like, the marksman should not just go sit up on the side of a hill and shoot people. That's not what a marksman is good for. But what he did was he showed in slow motion how he pulls out his binoculars, lines up this guy who he can see near this other guy, sights in how far they are with the physical little scale on the binocular, switches to a sniper rifle, sights it to that amount, boom, kills the guy. In the space of 4 seconds, he used, like, physical objects in the world with physical objects of his kit to calculate the meters and then set his gun to those meters, and then it actually worked. And
like
real snipers do. And that was just, I don't know, it was crazy to me, because a lot of games will tell you, hey, that guy's 200 meters out, you need to, like, offset your bullet by this amount, and you can, like, watch the bullet drop and all that. But I've never seen a game that felt so incredibly accurate to it. It's just insane to me.
Yeah, also, one thing that was kind of bugged me about playing Battlefield is that it has bullet drop.
Yeah.
Right? My problem with the bullet drop in Battlefield has always felt really exaggerated. Like, because I've shot guns in real life. I've shot at targets that are really far away. The bullet doesn't drop as much as it does in Battlefield, I feel.
If you... I have been shooting a 22 in real life, and I will shoot at a target 100 meters out or 200 meters out, and the bullet will hit straight, basically. Like, it's... I don't know. It just doesn't...
But in Battlefield, because you've got the sniper rifle on, it's like 200 meters out, and you have to aim like 2 feet above them. And I'm like, it's not how guns work.
Yeah, there is bullet drop, but it's a simulation of reality, and it like a gamification of reality instead of a simulation of reality.
Yeah, where Squad aims to be more like Sim.
But the thing is, there's other games that do this. Like Arma 3, I think, does this even better than Squad, but the game controls like garbage.
Yeah, because they're trying to make it feel real and make it complex, whereas Squad kind of trims that back a little bit and goes, okay, we're going to simulate real life. We're not going to make you have different buttons to crouch and stand and then have you go through it all in real time because that would get really boring. So I do, that's one thing I like about Squad as well, is that it simulates it, but it doesn't go overboard with it. It doesn't feel like playing a flight simulator, which is good. That's fantastic.
So it means I can go to my friends and tell them to play with me. Hi, Justin.
And then none of them will listen except for me. Literally just
Justin doesn't want to play Squad with us.
Anyway.
No, it gives me like legitimate chills. I was watching Jake play and just hearing like the bullets going over his head and stuff like that. And like he's crawling through like this stream that's like this tall, and there's mortars landing all around him, and they're getting closer and closer every time. And I'm like, stand the fuck up, Jake, and run.
No, there were people shooting over top of me with their MGs. I need to stay in the river so I can survive.
He's drowning himself in an inch of water. And the mortars are landing 15 feet to his left, and he's just going.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, sometimes that's the best way to go about it. Sometimes staying in the ditch will save you because the mortars will hit on either side of the ditch and you'll be
Another
fine.
thing
He got hit by one.
I really enjoy about this game is like all of the vehicles and stuff have like accurate weaknesses to their real life counterparts. So if you want to play like anti-tank in this game and run around with your rocket launcher, you have to actually, well, first of all, you have to know how the rocket flies so that you can actually lead things right and hit. But then on top of that, you have to know where on the tank to hit.
The gas tank.
Sometimes there isn't a gas tank.
If I learned,
you have to learn where the armor is and where the ammo's stored at on the tank.
If I learned anything from Grand Theft Auto, you just put one bullet in the gas tank and the car explodes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Another part I really love about this game, a lot of people have probably experienced this with like battle royales, but at the very beginning of every round, you have like a minute period where you just hang out with your team, like your whole team in the base area, and you will jump onto trucks and stuff to actually like move out and do the battle. That is one of my favorite parts of the whole game, because everyone's just shooting shit at each other and talking and jumping in these trucks and making jokes, and it's awesome.
I think that part, yeah, you get a lot of you feel like a lot of camaraderie towards your team, because on the one hand, you do have to actually rely on them to not die, and for two, you get to spend a lot of time with them, especially at that point where you're like, hey, I'm kind of nervous about this battle because it freaks me out a little bit that I can hear the bullets flying over my head. So let's make some jokes. Yeah, but according to Steam over here, I've played 12 hours of Squad in the past 2 weeks, which is not like an insane amount, but it's a lot for me. Yeah, we jump between games a lot. Oh, we do.
I've only played 8 hours of Resident Evil.
Seems good though. If that sounds like it would appeal to you at all, highly recommend picking it up.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
I just remember Jake and this one guy in the squad sitting on a truck, and I will simulate exactly what happened.
That's so much. So, yeah,
audio listeners, I'm sorry, but
there's not a good way to describe it. Basically, he would like nod, and I would nod back, and he'd shake his head, and I'd shake my head back.
But their heads are like squished into themselves.
Yeah, but we're like sitting on the truck, so we're like looking over our shoulders, basically see each other.
Look, I love when you can do the thing that people did in Halo, where if you look up in the sky, you swap weapons and look up and down. Makes you look all fucking crazy, almost like you're doing a little shaky dance.
The best way of that was Call of Duty Ghosts. If you had the Panzerfaust and the chainsaw, you could do this thing where you switch your weapons and your face would fall off your head and like fly way up in the air while you were switching your weapons.
That game's insane. I remember hearing it wasn't very good.
Like, it's really funny.
Dude, okay, so hold up. So
like Ghost is my
wait.
favorite.
The game
Call
had
of Duty.
Ghost had a chainsaw.
Yeah, it was an LMG called the chainsaw. You would hold it like a chainsaw. You couldn't aim down sights, and it was just the gung ho weapon. It was usually like the It was the last weapon before sniper rifles and gun game, because it's like, good luck getting this kill. Now you gotta have good luck getting your sniper kills.
It was in a gap, yeah.
One more squad story. So, like, the very first game that I jumped in on squad, I got into one of the trucks to move out, and the guy, like, took us to a random place, and we got shot up by another squad, and we had to jump out and get out. But that is not the story. That's an intense-ass story. It was a great first experience. But my favorite story of squad actually happened the last time I played. We jumped in the transportation trucks to get to the objective, and we're all just sitting there talking shit and all that. And our driver, like, he keeps running into shit. And we're just kind of like, hey, are you okay up there? Is there, dude, I have been drinking so much tonight. So we literally have a drunk driver trying to drive us to the battlefield. And at one point, my squad lead just pops in and says, dude, where the fuck are you taking us? Like, Mexico? And he opens up the map, and we were just heading straight south to the barrier of the map. And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm a little bit off. There's an objective down there, though, right? And like, oh, wow, the drunk guy actually did it. There is an objective down there that we can start on. So he starts leaning towards it, but he hits the edge of the map and gets stuck. And then right at that moment, a rocket whizzes over my head. And I'm like, contact! I start, like, getting out to try to shoot. And immediately the whole truck just explodes and 2 squads just die in a fiery burn of drunken disaster.
Dude, it's so funny watching, so, like, newer players and players who are used to, like, Call of Duty or Battlefield who hop in this game. It's so fun to watch them on the map, because I'll be chilling, like, waiting for orders, and I'll just pull up the map, and I'll just see some dude on a motorcycle in the middle of a desert, driving around, trying to find the objective.
Just has no idea what the fuck to do.
That was a good one. You guys had like 4 trucks. 3 of them were in the, like, casually going on the roads, and there's one just driving over a hill.
We like pass it, and it's like trying to get through a fucking river, like, slowly. And we're like, there is a perfectly good road right here, dude.
And then you'll come across...
It's an adjustment for people, because people who are used to other first-person
especially
shooters,
Battlefield.
they play a
Battlefield, you do not worry about fucking
Battlefield,
roads.
Exactly. Or like Halo, you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna go straight there, straight line. It's like, no, roads in this game matter. Your truck just can't drive over a mountain. You're gonna fucking wreck it.
I've seen...
Then you drive by the one guy who's got his truck stuck on a fence, and you're
there have
like,
been so many times that we're just driving by in a public fucking server, and there's just a truck, like, tipped over on its side, a bunch of people, like, crowded around it, like, in real life, like, what the fuck do we do now? Like, we gotta get a tow or some shit, and there are no tows in this game. There are no tow trucks.
There's no tow trucks in war, damn it.
You flip that truck, you just get to book it. Well, guys, we are at about an hour. Is there any news, anything cool going on in the world besides Avengers being an awful game that bombed?
I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like we should be hyped for all this news coming up. Like, there's new games coming out and everything, but at the same time, a lot of it got delayed.
But at the same time, Among Us still exists.
Yeah, and Among Us is eating up all of the gaming hype right now, man. I'm trying to think. Anything big come out this week? It's just been Genshin Impact, Among Us, and that's been it. That's like been all the gaming news I've seen, aside from Avengers being shit.
Sorry, I'm just reading over and
what happened?
Nothing happening this week, really.
Nothing happened this week. It's confirmed. You heard it here first. Nothing.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla revealed their their PC system specs. That's exciting.
This is like when they introduced the 24-hour news cycle for the first time, and they're just like, "Oh wait, no, it's just still the 24-hour news cycle." They're like, "We've got a duck on
actually
air."
Kind of cool. Apparently, there's a remaster of the Mass Effect series probably coming because South Korea gave it a rating. South Korea leaked it.
Can we all just agree that Assassin's Creed's not really that good of a series?
Oh, it's pretty shit.
No. Oh, we can talk about this. I've said this for years. It's garbage. It's always been garbage.
It was a good
The first one, The first one was groundbreaking because no one had done an open world with quite that much detail that you could just climb on, right? And that's why it was awesome.
Dude.
And then for the second one, they're like, what if we did that, but like made it a little more fun? And then it was like, cool. And then the third one came out, and they're like, okay, so what if we did the second one again? Literally no changes. And then the fourth one came out. Yeah, and then they started doing the EA sports thing where they're just like, okay, we're just going to release it every year and make it like slightly different.
Let's make Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3. But America.
But America, yeah. And I've been told that Odyssey and Origins, was it?
Origins
the Egyptian
was
one?
like okay. Odyssey was what Origins was trying to do, but better.
There were hippos in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard Origins and Odyssey are both good. Like the new formula where they basically just made it an RPG, which is probably what they should have done years ago. Apparently that works really well, but I've never felt the urge to play it because it's like if I'm playing an open world RPG, I'm gonna go play The Witcher 2 or 3, which I still haven't finished, or like Baldur's Gate 3 that's coming out soon. That looks pretty hype.
But does he have a pointy hood or a hidden blade?
No, why would I want that?
Then he's not cool enough.
Sorry, I'm still trying to find literally anything that I could be. Here's Doom running out 100 pounds of moldy potatoes. Yeah, no, really. I saw this on Daily Dose of Internet. This guy took a bunch of potatoes, made potato batteries out of them, hooked them up to a TI calculator, played Doom on it.
Let's leave it on that, dude. That sums up the lack of news, dude. All right. So yeah, in summary, go check out Squad, and if you're into anime, Genshin Impact, that'll scratch your anime itch for sure. There's lots of anime.
And if you're into awesome content, sorry, go ahead.
I got one more thing to say about Genshin Impact before we head out. I enjoy this game. He needs to stop talking to me like I'm a 3.
Yeah, especially Paimon. Fuck that girl.
Yeah. So you have this little fairy who's with you named Paimon, right?
She like,
and
hey, listen.
Basically.
I'm gonna make this short and simple because it's the end of the podcast. Paimon, we're listening to quest dialogue, and the guy says, yeah, we gotta find this pirate treasure. I've not been able to find where it is, but I've got some clues. And Paimon goes, but where is it? I go, I'm going to yeet you into the sun, you piece of... Holy...
He just said he doesn't know where it is.
Like, that is my worst pet peeve in games, and a lot of JRPGs do it, where they just repeat themselves over and over. And it's so weird, because the game will go, hey, this happened, and then Paimon will be like, okay, that's cool. And then I'm like, oh, okay, is she learning? And then 2 seconds later, she'll be like, but where are the apple trees? Apple trees are literally right behind her. Where could they be? Swipe or no swiping?
Where can I find apple trees in this orchard?
Can you point to the apple trees, Jordan? Say it. That's apple.
You can find apples in that
apple
orchard.
Tree.
You can find apples in that orchard over there. It's like, but where's the apple tree?
All right. If you like content creation, guess what? These guys are making videos. I'm not. I'm lazy. I'm too busy making this thing.
I made one video.
But
I don't know why you're saying videos.
Nah, it's videos. This guy is it Fox? Is it Fox everywhere? He's on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah.
Is he?
ISITFOX.
He does RuneScape videos mostly, but he streams other shit, so go watch him there.
You're going to have to go on his stream to figure out if he's actually a fox or not.
Sure.
I would never tell my secret. I am a fox at a computer. That's the way it is.
You have to gift sub 100 people and donate $35, and he'll tell you if he's a fox or not.
If we hit 250 follows this month, then I will do a face reveal.
This guy who keeps interrupting me is Justin. He's Dubious Justin everywhere.
I don't interrupt you at all.
Dubious Justin on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Go follow him. Go hang out with him. My name is Jake the Jackal. I've been your host this week. We're not doing live shows anymore because it's easier for everyone and no one watches them. If you would like live shows, send me a DM on Twitter. Post me. It's at Unbannedcast. Tell me you want live shows and I will do them again. But until that happens...
I like how you said post like you're British somehow.
Here's what you do.
Send them to me in the mail.
You're gonna send him a DM.
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to find a program that doesn't disconnect Jordan every 15 minutes.
We'll just use this one.
Dude, Discord's been so great. Oh, wait, hold on. No, we're using Riverside out. Oh,
Yeah, we got a new program. It's great. We mentioned it earlier. And if you guys would like to throw us $1, patreon.com/unbannedcast, you get a awesome roll if you do at least at least $5 in our Discord server. It's a public Discord server. You can check it out. It's in the description below this episode, wherever you're watching it. It'll be there. My name's Jake the Jackal. You can just Google that. I don't even care about shouting myself out. We love you guys.
He does good stuff. Thanks for 2K, everyone. We love you all. You're fantastic. 2K freaking downloads. I'm so happy.
Wait, are you playing 2K again?
Stop it.
Shut the
We're
hell
leaving
up.
Now. Bye. Have a good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Guys, major Easter egg. There's a hidden staircase in the storage of the Skeld.
There's nothing. Oh my god. Just cut that last bit, Jake. Don't let him get in that plug. He's a liar. He's the imposter.
I'm keeping all of this. Have a good night, everyone.